look.
No, I want more time.
Oh, you want more time? Oh. He just gave it.
Heartbreak worry.
I was coming back here to tell you that I loved you.
This poor girl. He doesn't give a shit about her. Or, he doesn't give a crap about her. Sorry, I don't know if we can. He doesn't give a crap about her.
I'm finished.
Okay, just say that.
Back off, man. What is he doing, Anton? Move.
Who I thought you were. You're not who I thought you were.
What the hell? Who is this?
Hey, what do I do?
Yeah?
Uh-oh.
Who is he to call someone pathetic? Get in, Anna. Get in.
You need to calm yourself down, mate. Stop acting like a goddamn big man, because you're not.
Get in, Amber. Danny, I don't know why he's talking, because he's an absolute waste man. First and foremost, we all know that. He didn't even say sorry. He's coming up very bitter, very hard-headed himself, for no reason, no remorse, no understanding, no empathy. The guy has no empathy for Amber, for what's happened, not once does he apologize, and yet everybody's calling Amber immature. Like, I don't understand what's going on here. The sheer emotional, manipulative nonsense that goes on in relationships is exactly what is going on. This is exactly what is going on. But if you notice very clearly, she does not want to end this with Curtis. She doesn't want to end it. She wants to keep going with it because she has fallen for the idealized fake image, that illusion, and she also feels like that she thinks that she will never be in a good position like she was with anybody else, like she was with Curtis. She feels that, and that feeling is a form of entrapment because that makes you feel that you're never ever going to be good enough for anybody else. You're good enough for him for a moment, so maybe I'm okay for him, and by doing this, you are ignoring all the negatives and the cons and for what he has done to you, and therefore you are going to stay in a position for you to be degraded, for you to be attacked, for you to be treated like nonsense over and over and over again. This is how it creates cyclical emotional manipulation. Why is everybody classing Amber as immature, but nobody has said the same thing for Michael, for how he has carried himself for this entire situation? Not once has Amber raised her voice at all when they were having intimate conversations between each other. However, Michael kept saying that she was, he kept on gaslighting her, and he kept on making excuses. It's ridiculous at this point.
I don't have to speak to her anymore. What am I supposed to say? It's like, I knew you'd laugh.
Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, what are you doing with your lives? Subscribe to my channel, click that button for daily and consistent content, and follow me on my Instagram, Murad_Murali. My handle is in the description box below, and my friend's handle as well, who you've seen in the reactions. Now, let's get into this particular episode because I feel like, hands down, this is the best episode so far, because there have been ridiculous amount of jaw-dropping narratives for us to get into, so many different storylines, so many different kind of just upsetting stuff for us to engage into. And this whole Amber and Michael stuff, I feel like we're having a double standard here. I don't understand why Michael isn't being told, or by anybody from what I'm seeing, that he is immature. And the reason why I'm saying he's immature is because the way he has handled these conversations, especially the one with Amber. The one with Anna, I don't expect him to not get upset because you're going to be on the defense, because you have an expectation of what Anna can say, because he knows that they're good friends. So that in itself, I can see why he gets upset. But with the Amber stuff, he was very bitter, already holding the conversation with a grudge, already in a defense mode. Why couldn't you have just said that you found a better girl, you found somebody more type in your paper, that you're more attracted to, and that's on that? Why are you making excuses now to make it seem like Amber is in the wrong, or make it seem that you are the victim, so you're allowing Amber to second guess and say to herself, maybe if I acted X, Y, Z, then perhaps I would have been better, then perhaps things would have been okay, then perhaps if I had opened up to him. This excuse of opening up, Michael did not say this once from what we've seen at all until this has taken place. So he's spinning this a narrative, something so small, to use as an excuse to make the other person seem like a victim, so that he can run away and be seen like, okay, to try and disassociate blame. Once you're disassociating blame, it's easier for you to swallow the damn pill. It's easier for you to move on and allow that person to, hold on to grudges that you have created. By making yourself as the victim and by blaming this individual for your own actions, you are allowing this person to make them feel like they are in the wrong, they feel guilty. Once you make them feel guilty, you've trapped them in some form of a kind of dead end, and it's easier for you to blame them even though you were in the wrong, with a pure combination of psychological gaslighting, and that person is now going to be entrenched with a lot of PTSD, especially when they've come with forthcoming continuous relationship experiences that are similar to this, where they feel, if I don't open up, this person won't like me, where they have to add another layer, another barrier. This episode is basically psychological warfare. This is exactly what has taken place because so much has taken place. Now, I can get it why people are saying Amber's been bitter, Amber's hard, she's got walls up, she's got everything up, but this wasn't expressed and he didn't even apologize. At least apologize. At least talk to her with dignity. She was somebody that you were with for 4 weeks. The way he's handled these conversations, especially with Amber, are very bitter and nobody can say otherwise. I'm not on team Amber. I feel like when she came on in the beginning of the season, she was very annoying. Nobody liked her. She was very rude. And I can see to an extent where Michael is coming from. But again, the way you've handled it. And you're a massive hypocrite because you lectured Danny for doing the same thing and that he was in the wrong in the past, but you've done the same thing that he's done. The boys. Danny, I don't know why he's talking because he's an absolute waste man. First and foremost, we all know that.
Like, don't even speak to me like that, I swear to God, because I will not continue this conversation.
Who is he, that person? Because that's not Michael. That's what Michael. I carry myself wrong.
You carried yourself like a boss, and that's exactly what I said.
That's
and Tommy and even Anton getting involved in a situation that don't involve you. For you to say, Anton, that Anna is hypocritical because she's doing the same thing. Anna and Jordan, you cannot compare them to Amber and Michael. How many times do I have to say this? There was no label on that relationship. It was only a week. Nothing was going on. It was very light. It was very new. It was very fresh. So how are you comparing that to something that's been going for 3 to 4 weeks where Michael has promised his head will never turn and things are going on quite well? How can you compare the two? You simply cannot. It's impossible. So I can understand Anna is now having second guessing thoughts and she has 2 guys on her plate. We've seen plenty of love triangles. Nobody was giving this energy to Maura or Molly-Mae. So I don't expect them to give it to Anna for this love triangle she's now being seen into. She's not obviously a perfect person, but I'm loving the fact that she went up to Michael and she spoke to him and said, what are you doing? Who are you? You're being a hypocrite. The way she was coming very fast, she was being hesitant, and Michael could not say anything to the point where he had to walk away, say that they are pathetic, spill his drink like he's some real housewife of some, Atlanta or New York or whatever, doing the absolute most, panicking, waffling, walking away, not knowing what to do. Therefore, he just calls him pathetic. What he has done, he has lied to an individual. He didn't even say sorry. He's coming up very bitter, very hard-headed himself, for no reason, no remorse, no understanding, no empathy. The guy has no empathy for Amber, for what's happened. Not once does he apologize, and yet everybody's calling Amber immature. Like, I don't understand what's going on here.
With this conversation, you got to an absolute child. You got to like a child.
Direct representation of patriarchy, manipulative nonsense that keeps on occurring, and everybody is just, and I just feel like nobody really is seeing the situation for what it actually is. This misogyny is very clear here. And we have Amy, who I feel like isn't able to handle what is going on right now. I feel very sorry for her. But if you notice very clearly, she does not want to end this with Curtis. She doesn't want to end it. She wants to keep going with it because she has fallen for that idealized fake image, that illusion, and she also feels like that she thinks that she will never be in a good position like she was with anybody else, like she was with Curtis. She feels that, and that feeling is a form of entrapment because that makes you feel that you're never ever going to be good enough for anybody else. You're good enough for him for a moment, so maybe I'm okay for him. And by doing this, you are ignoring all the negatives and the cons and for what he has done to you, and therefore you are going to stay in a position for you to be degraded, for you to be attacked, for you to be treated like nonsense over and over and over again. This is how it creates cyclical emotional manipulation. You think to yourself that you're not good enough for people, therefore you're going to stay there with this particular person, and it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. You can see her thinking to digest it and to swallow it and, maybe give him another chance. I'm very glad that Maura had to let her know, and I'm very glad that she did, that this has to end, period. Within 3 days, he went and was kissing somebody else. It has to end. It has to end. But she doesn't want it to end because she feels like she's not good enough for anybody else. She's not worthy. The key word is worthy here. She's never been in a relationship. She doesn't have these experiences. She does not feel like she is worthy enough to move on from this situation. She feels like nobody will love me or like me like he did. Therefore, I'm good enough for him and I'm going to let him do this. She better break things off next episode. But I feel like she isn't and she's making excuses. And Mora had to keep putting it in her place and putting sense into her head. But at the same time, I really wanted Mora to give it to Michael and she didn't. And I feel like when Mora hits the town and she gets very upset and she screams and she shouts as she's done prior, it's a bit annoying. However, this situation doesn't directly involve her, so I kind of understand why she didn't get involved, but I feel like it would have been nice to see her doing so. Jordan, which is one of the new girls, I don't like this girl. I don't know what it is, but my spirit isn't sitting well with her. I feel like she's there to try to mix and laugh and cause drama for no reason. I feel like it's very unnecessary. Yes, Amber called Joanna a dead thing, but Amber is in her feelings. She said it in that moment, in that time, in that space. Yes, Joanna is entitled to be offended by that. Nobody's saying not. But this particular person was with somebody for 4 weeks, 24 hours a day, every single day, at least for the first half of the first week and second, third, fourth. And in that moment of time, she's going to have a lot of emotion and feelings. Put yourself in that person's position. I don't think anybody is. Put yourself in her position. She was with somebody for 3 weeks and a half, day in, day out, to the point where they're talking about families and, I don't know, heads never turning and being so close. They were seen as a front runner. The strongest relationship in that villa was these two, the strongest. And things have flipped in a matter of hours. She's shocked. She's going to feel insecure. She's going to feel like, oh, this person's a dead thing. This is what some people do. They feel like they think they're better competition, or they feel like they are better or less than, to try and help them digest the information. I'm not saying what Amber is saying is completely right. I'm obviously not condoning it. I feel like it's a rude thing to say. But at the same time, you have to understand where she's coming from. She is literally swimming in ridiculous amount of heavy psychological warfare and emotions. Completely. You have to see it from that perspective. If Michael came in and said, listen, I liked her more than you, sorry for how this has been handled, I know it's not I know it's going to hurt your feelings, like I'm really sorry, then I wouldn't be upset with him. It's the way he's handled the situation. He's become very bitter. Like Anna's saying, who are you? This is not what we've been seeing for the first 3 weeks and a half. So who the hell is this? We've been saying Joe is creepy. My man flipping Michael is the creepy one. And then we have Danny saying that, to Curtis, she's immature, Amy's immature. What do you mean Amy's immature? What do you mean Amy is immature? How is she immature? By saying all of this. But Curtis isn't immature for kissing another girl and then going back to Amy and saying we need trust in the relationship. Does not ring immaturity to you. Like, the double standards here is ridiculous. I don't know what Anton and Danny are doing. You two need to mind your business like Lucy and Mora have, what we've clearly been seeing. You need to mind your business. I don't know what you guys are doing. And Danny himself, I feel like him and Jordan won't work. And I don't know what it is about Jordan. I feel like she just does not sit well with me, my spirit. I feel like there's something about her that's very bitter. And I feel like she's just there to just cause a lot of drama. And she's behind the people. She acts very different, very fake from what we've seen. If Amber's expressing to you her emotions and what you're feeling, why are you running to Joanna to cause some kind of issue? We have Joanna and Amber now who are going off together. I didn't think this would be happening so soon. But we have, again, that to look forward to for next episode. So basically what's happening here is we have a lot of different narratives.
Michael is the last person I would have expected this from. This isn't the Michael I know. This isn't the Michael that I left behind.
So many different cyclical narratives that are getting heavy and heavy. This episode was full of psychological warfare. The manipulation, the games are absolutely ridiculous. There is so much that we've gotten into, so much to discuss. So please do comment down below. I'd appreciate all your comments. I don't understand why everybody's always classing Amber as immature. I feel like she dealt with this in a very professional way. I feel like she wasn't, the girl was crying for goodness sake. She did not scream or shout.
The things that you said about Danny is exactly what you said about Danny. The things you said about Danny, you're not who I thought you are. You're not who I thought you are.
She had a little, raise her tone when Anna was being the friend that she was. And I feel like if anybody was in that position, they would act the same or cower away or get upset. Everybody's entitled to their emotions in that moment of time. So, and for Joanna to say she's immature, why aren't you able to see where she's coming from? My girl is really hurt. If you were in Amber's position, you'd probably do the same to an extent, or you'd do something that may not be seen as mature. I just find it ridiculous. I feel like people aren't putting themselves in somebody else's position, and I feel like you need to. I'm trying to do it for Michael. I'm trying to be unbiased, but at the same time, obviously I'm entitled to be biased because it is my channel and everybody is entitled to an opinion. We all are watching the same damn show. We all most definitely are. At the same time, I feel like I'm on the right side, and the right team is always wrong and the right. The way Michael has dealt with this is disgusting. The narratives, I feel like it's very manipulative. It's very wrong. There's a way to talk to somebody that you've been with 3 weeks and a half. This is very foretelling of his character, and I don't feel like him and Joanna will go well together at all either. And I feel like Molly May and Tommy are the only couple to win. There's nobody else. There really isn't anybody else. Maura and the other guy, like, he's really team furniture at this point. Nobody knows what he is. And Lucy and the other guy are team furniture as well, because really and truly they aren't really bringing anything. There's no personality, no character, nothing's appealing, but we'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular episode, because there's so much for us to talk about and get into. What are your thoughts? Do comment down below. I'd massively appreciate it. And I'll obviously catch you guys soon for another Love Island video. Do follow me on my Instagram at Murad_Murali. My handle is in the box below. Subscribe for daily and consistent content. And of course, I'll catch you guys soon for another video.